Welcome to Dental Success Beyond Chairside, the podcast that is dedicated to revolutionising the way dental professionals succeed beyond the dental chair. Join us for a unique blend of insightful interviews with industry experts and valuable tidbits of information to help you thrive in your dental specialist practice. In each 20-minute episode, we'll delve into a variety of topics, including HR, marketing, innovative techniques and systems, and AI, to help you transform your practice and unlock its full potential. Whether you're a dentist, specialist, or oral health therapist looking to enhance your practice, this podcast is your go-to resource for professional, personal, and profitable success. Get ready to go beyond the dental chair and discover what lies ahead in your practice journey with Dental Success Beyond Chairside. In orthodontics, the treatment coordinator is the heartbeat of patient communication and the key to confident treatment acceptance. But how often do we measure or support that person in that role to communicate with clarity, authenticity, and confidence? Joining us today is Brooke Oliphant, founder of Rise Up Coaching, a strategic growth consultancy for orthodontic practices. She specialises in elevating the new patient experience, increasing same-day acceptance, and developing treatment coordinators into confident leaders of conversation and decision-making. Brooke's approach is rooted in human connection and thoughtful, confident dialogue, not scripts and sales pressure. Brooke, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure. And I mean, you're an expert in this field, so I'm really looking at what you have to share. So just to start, if you could share a bit about your journey of how practice owners can support their treatment coordinators to communicate with confidence, build trust, and help patients feel comfortable saying yes to treatment.
Of course. I've discovered over time that how people make decisions needs to influence what happens in the consultation. I know you and I had a conversation off camera about how it doesn't seem like the industry is really modernizing or evolving over time. And I felt that way when I joined orthodontics back in 2015. I was already looking at it saying, this doesn't feel like it's really working for people. It felt repetitive, redundant. I was trained in scripts. The consultation was very formatted. But I came into the industry with an entrepreneurial background. I'd already owned businesses, managed businesses. And so I had a different lens toward ownership and really the cost of converting someone, lead generation, and also high-end boutique customer service. What I help practices understand is that where there used to be a place for scripts, they don't work for today's consumer anymore. So it's time to retire it. I kind of say ditch the script or let's tear it up, let's try something new. And that can feel intimidating for managers or doctors when they think, okay, well then how are we going to train the treatment coordinator or know that the treatment coordinator is doing and saying all of the things? The framework within Rise Up Coaching is to think of the new patient journey as moments of impact. How are we influencing the consumer, your prospect? I say all the time, they have to go from shopper to buyer before they can become your new patient. So while it's typical in the orthodontic practice to call the TC column new patients, until they commit, they aren't your patient yet. And so when we adopt a mindset of how do we need to nurture that new patient to want to say yes, what do they need to hear and feel? Everyone is coming from a different place, but today's consumer is a lot more savvy, researched, educated than years ago. People aren't stepping into the space looking for a menu of options. They already have the menu of options. We have a culture of information overwhelm. How do we simplify it so that making a decision feels easy? And especially easy today, because industry statistics show us that your highest opportunity for conversion is same-day case acceptance. I really lean in with the human psychology and the power of conversation and asking really great questions so that now the treatment coordinator is an authentic and genuine guide toward decision making by providing information that is specific to what they want and need. When you're asking questions and learning what is someone's shopping journey, what do they already know? What are they excited about? What are they afraid of? Have they gone to other consultations? Have they been thinking about this for a long time, or are they brand new? Everyone needs something different. And what I found is that scripts limit a treatment coordinator's training. Really, it just kind of puts you into a box as an employee and almost tells the TC, as long as you follow the script, it's good enough. But then when practice goals aren't being reached or the conversion rate is average, it points back to the treatment coordinator as potentially not doing well enough. But were they actually equipped to be creative, to think outside of the box, to trust themselves when the consumer needs something different than the script has to offer? I really empower treatment coordinators to consider their position the CEO of conversion, that they really are a needle mover for the practice and the right hand for the doctor in influencing decision making by showing up and really meeting people in their moment, identifying what they need, what they want, and then solving it or providing it with your doctor's unique solution, with your practice culture, whatever it is that really matters to the person. We also know that affordability is at the forefront of decision making, and a lot of treatment coordinators who are trained under scripts or trained to do things kind of mechanical or consistent every single time, we're not meeting people in their moment with the fee presentation. Again, asking really great questions, understanding, does someone want to pay in full? Are they looking for a low down payment? Are they looking for low monthly payments? And then beginning your fee presentation with what it is that matters to them most.
So it's about asking those open-ended questions to understand the perspective of where they're coming from. I mean, when we talk about scripts, I see what you're saying now. It's very regimented with what you have to do, how you have to say it. But what you're trying to understand is, and this is what I've been talking about a lot recently, is talking about the destination, what they want, and then the concerns they have, and then bringing that together for that particular person.
Exactly. Yes. What is their unique time frame? Yeah, I agree with you completely.
Saying I don't like scripts, and I was thinking, okay, and then I'm thinking, but we need to understand the questions that we have to be asking.
Right.
So even though it's not scripted, it is understanding those questions that are very open-ended to extract that information. And as you alluded to earlier, people are very researched, they are very educated, they know a lot before they even attend the appointment. So understanding that is something that I've taken on as a piece of gold today. Thank you, Brooke. To understand that as well. And definitely with money, are you looking to, have you put a deposit aside, using your health insurance? Where are you in your financial journey is really important. But listening, what do you think about listening?
Listening is so important. We can't just ask questions to gather that information. And I hear it so often in consultations and also over the phone in a new patient scheduling. You may be asking an interesting or probing question, but if you are simply asking it to fill in the blank, and the response that the patient's kind of getting is like, okay, and then you go on to the next question, that doesn't feel good for the patient either. The point of the question asking and the info gathering is to then listen well enough, hear in between the lines, read the body language, read the tone of voice, and actually turn it into a conversation. I'm just asking so many questions. We don't want to badger someone or feel like they're being interrogated.
No, and one of the questions I love, Brooke, is if you looked in a mirror, what don't you like about your smile, or what would you like to improve it?
Yes. I agree. I recommend putting a mirror in the consultation space if it isn't there already. I've seen so many patients get up and look in the mirror after their records, after their images get put up on the screen, and they go,
Mm,
wait, that's what it looks like? We
mm.
really need to tap into that emotional reaction,
Yeah,
the insecurity or the fear, and also what's life on the other side? What do we have to look
exactly.
forward to? Because there may be a fear or concern about life in treatment. So when the treatment coordinator can recognize that and then quickly reframe it to attach to the end goal
End
that they're
goal, that's
excited
right.
about.
Exactly. It's all
Yes, it's
about
a
the outcome.
transformation.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just
Yes.
amazing. I do remember I had a new patient call, or a new prospect, as you might say. I remember saying, "What don't you like about your smile?" She started crying on the phone. I was like, "Oh," and she said, "I'm 53. Am I too old?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, no." She just
Let's
had
do
a
it.
grandchild. And of course, everybody wants her in the photos with the new grandbaby. She goes, "I'm just really embarrassed to smile, and they just want me in the
Oh,
photos all the time." It was just about that. And we spoke about it at the huddle in the morning when she was coming. And then the receptionist spoke to her about, you've got a new grandchild, you're looking forward to smiling. It was just amazing. That patient, she went through treatment. She was a raving fan. She recommended her family who had started treatment with us. It was just extraordinary. And I think sometimes people go, "Oh no, they can't do this or they can't do that." I mean, they've come to you. They've taken time out of their day to actually spend time because they want something. And you
yes.
need to let them know what you can provide.
Yes, I tell my teams that all the time. There are so many micro yeses, buying yeses, or small commitments that happen before they even walk through the door. Because again, as we point back to people being well researched, they're looking at your social media, they're on your website, they're reading your reviews, they're on mommy forums asking, who do you recommend? They also have a professional recommendation or family and friends. They're doing their own research.
Mm,
Industry
mm.
statistics also shows us that consumers are going to up to 3 consultations before making a decision. They're trying to
Wow.
be really smart in this choice that they make and
Mm,
really taking the power into their own hands as opposed to simply relying on a referral source. And that means that the team really needs to show up and appreciate all of those micro yeses. We've got to
mm.
show up on purpose. We need to reduce redundancy. Whatever questions you're answering over the phone, like, don't ask 100 questions if the patient has to turn around and answer all those same questions in your new patient forms. Make sure that you're reading all the notes and you're looking at the forms, because I want treatment coordinators to begin the consultation by saying, "I know this, that, and the other. Thank you for sharing. Tell me more about that."
Mm.
Where if you begin by saying, "So what brings you in?" or "What can we do for you?" Like, I
No.
already told you. I told you when I scheduled, I told you in my paperwork. Now I have to tell you again. That
Mm,
kind of redundancy is not impressive. It doesn't feel efficient, and
mm.
it wouldn't cut through the noise or necessarily motivate someone to say yes.
Yes, so it's all about that new patient journey and all of the touch points along the way. As you said, the millennial mums are really the decision makers for their children, and they're the ones that are trawling. I always used to say in our practice was that if you have a good referral, so generally their dentist might say your child needs to see the orthodontist, then they'll go to everyone. Where do you think we should go to? Then they'll go to the mums groups, as you said, who's a good orthodontist? And then they might research you. Hopefully they put in the practice, your practice. They
Right.
put in Michelle Orthodontics, and it's like, wow, okay, this is looking good. Then they go to those socials. So then they have to understand how that actually goes. They've looked at the reviews, you've got great 5-star reviews. Then they make that first phone call. And that first phone call is really important because that's the first touch point. And everything in that first phone call has to match everything in your marketing and your social media. So if you say, "Oh yeah, we're a really friendly practice, you've got this," and you've got the person going, "Oh, hello, this is Michelle Orthodontics, how can I help you?" That's not showing friendly. But if it
No.
is, And all the paperwork goes out. If you have a pre-call when they come in, if there's a welcome on the board, it's just like, wow, this is really, really nice. Then the consultation runs how they've been told it's going to run. They've done their research. Generally, if you've got all those good tick points, it's generally a yes. Do you agree?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Excellent. Now, you talked about same day stuff.
Yes. Asking for the same day commitment. I think it's interesting how many practices still will get a patient to yes in the consultation and then schedule them to come back and do everything on a different day. Like they're at yes right now. If they leave, even with a verbal commitment and a future scheduled appointment, they have an opportunity to deprioritize, change their mind, continue shopping around, talk to someone and be like, oh, you definitely have to go to my orthodontist or check out my orthodontist, right? You are still risking losing that patient. And we see it in the data, the big kind of data collectors in the industry, when they compile their numbers, it shows that same day contract, doesn't have to be a clinical start, but same day money exchange is a 98.6% annual retention.
Okay, that's good. I was wondering what you meant with your same day starts, because as a manager, the girls are like, Michelle, we haven't got Chairside to be able to scan the patient. Like, okay, your contracts. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, same day contracts.
We set them up with the payment plan people and got them to fill in everything and do everything.
Yeah, exactly. So keep the momentum going. If that's the energy and where you're at that point with that consumer, if they're saying yes, but treatment coordinators have to trust themselves to get someone to yes, they have to actually ask for it.
Ask them.
Yes, because from the consumer, from the shopper perspective, they don't know what the process is for getting started. They're waiting for your guidance. So where we have positive momentum and assumptive language and guidance and authority, now the next step after we're happy with the treatment plan and we're comfortable with the flexible, affordable financing, we've picked the down payment and the monthly payments we want, is to cross our T's and dot our I's. We'll complete the financials and then we'll schedule you to come back for your clinical appointment. It's very simple, but it's amazing how when I step into practices, seasoned treatment coordinators, new treatment coordinators, they're like, I can't do that. That feels salesy. That feels pushy. That feels too fast. I'm like, no, it actually feels fantastic for today's consumer who wants efficiency. They don't want to come back. They don't want to have to do some other homework or some other level of chore associated with the start from home or on a different day, if at all possible.
Excellent. So, Brooke, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like to share with our listeners today?
It's just to consider how important the treatment coordinator position is to the practice success. That where maybe that position used to be treated as a little bit more clinical, clerical, or more of a messenger, that position really now is an influencer of decision making and has a massive impact on whether someone says yes or not. So really leaning in and empowering that person with communication confidence and sales skills and everything that is necessary to guide someone to yes. It's not optional anymore. It is actually the difference between average conversion and peak conversion.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brooke, for joining us. Your expertise in this area is magical and you've shared some wonderful things with people today. For more information about Brooke and Rise Up Coaching, please see our show notes. Thank you so much for joining us today, Brooke. Lovely having you.
Thank you for having me.
In our next episode, we'll be continuing the conversation around communication and treatment acceptance, this time with one of the most recognised names in dental communication training. I'll be joined by Ashley Latter, the selling coach and creator of the Ethical Sales and Communication Program, which has trained tens of thousands of dental professionals worldwide since 1997. Ashley is also the author of multiple books, including The Perfect Dental Consultation, and brings a practical, proven approach to helping clinicians communicate value more effectively. We'll be talking about the simple changes dentists can make to increase case acceptance, avoid common communication mistakes, and discuss fees with greater confidence without sounding pushy or scripted. Thanks for listening to Dental Success Beyond Chairside. See you next time.